Today I'm going to share with you another wedding cake, so stay tuned. This cake is my favorite cake, and it's actually my bride's and groom's favorite too, because I sell a lot of this cake. It's an orange butter cake, and it's got raspberries and white chocolate buttercream. And this particular one though has caramel on it as well, so it's incredible and it's beautiful. So I'm not actually going to give you the recipe today, but you're going to see me making the cake. So the baking part is today, then part 2 will be of the filling and frosting, and then part 3 and 4 I will link to because I already have those on YouTube. All right, so let's get started. I'm making a small wedding cake. It's a 1296, and it's for a wedding in Ridgefield, Connecticut. And she wants a semi-naked cake with a very sheer caramel drip and fresh flowers. So I'm super excited about this cake. I think it's going to be beautiful. And I'm making a white chocolate raspberry cake, which is an orange cake. So now I'm making the orange cake part. And I've got my sugar, I've got my butter, and my eggs in there, and I'm just going to mix that a little bit. I already whipped it quite a bit. The sugar and the butter gets whipped a lot, and then you put the eggs in there and you don't whip it too much at that point. So right now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add the liquid and the dry. First the dry, then the liquid, and back and forth until I have about 3 additions, and all the ingredients will be in there at that point. And then I'm going to mix. And then I'm going to whip up some egg whites and fold that in and then stick it in the oven. So I've added my dry and my wet ingredients, orange juice and my flour mixture. And I'm just going to give it a scrape, one last scrape, and then I'm going to whip it for like a minute before I put it aside and do my egg whites. So I'm using my big mixer so I can just do it all at once. Got my bowl, my nice clean bowl that I always keep covered. And put that on my mixer. And then I've got my awesome cake rack, my cake tool rack, which we just hung up yesterday. And I'm gonna take my big wire whisk and put that right on there. I just wanted to keep this really simple. I didn't even want to deal with bringing my tripod down here, so I'm just holding the camera. And I've got my 16 egg whites. This is almost live. I mean, I'm not quite ready to do live video yet because it doesn't really, I think I have to get some kind of software or something on my computer. So this will have to do for now. Go ahead and whip those. So I'm going to whip those until they're stiff but not dry, and I'm going to add that to the cake batter. I think it's ready. Do a little test. Yeah, it looks pretty good. One more whip. Here's my 2 bowls. There's the batter and there's the egg whites, and I'm going to fold the egg whites into the batter. And then the pan gets filled. So I'm doing about 6 to 7 cups of batter. Now I normally just pour it in there and go by how high it is. But a lot of people ask me how much batter per pan and all that, and I had to figure it out because I kept getting that question, and some people like to measure this part. So it's 6 to 7 cups. I don't like to overfill. I like to have the layers fluff up nicer this way if they're a little bit thinner, the batter a little bit thinner, and then the cake bakes up a little bit nicer. So you can see I have about a third of the pan filled up. I did my other one previously. Yay, my cakes are done and they came out really nice. They all baked up really, really pretty. Thanks for watching and I'll see you next week.